Hello everybody, I'm Razorblade Mango, and this is Street Fighter V, the latest entry in the legendary fighting series from Capcom, widely considered the greatest fighting series of all time, even though I would argue that Mortal Kombat is infinitely better in every way. But, you know, here it is, the latest entry in Street Fighter V. I'm going to try my best not to go off on a tangent about this. I'm going to try to keep my focus on the game itself, because I plan on doing another video regarding a certain topic that's been brought up by this game that I have very strong feelings on, so I hopefully look for that video later, sometime next week. So, to tell you the truth, I actually really wasn't all that into trying this out. A little bit of history between me and Street Fighter. I used to play this game, not this particular game, but I used to play Street Fighter 2 all the time when there used to be this drugstore near my dad's shop when I was a kid that had like a Japanese import of the actual arcade machine. And it was pretty cool, and I enjoyed going over there and, you know, dumping a bunch of quarters in there and playing it. And it was fun. I enjoyed my time with Street Fighter back then. I have not touched Street Fighter 2 since then, and I never touched any of the Street Fighter 3 games, and I recently tried getting into Ultra Street Fighter 4, and I could not for the life of me get into it. I thought it punished, really just thoroughly punished any new gamers, any new players. It did a terrible job of explaining what certain stuff did. You had to go on YouTube to figure out how to do certain stuff. It had a dreadful, such a dreadful tutorial mode. I mean, just the pits. And I really just got Street Fighter V. I didn't buy it. I got it from Redbox, as I do most of my stuff, because I had a free coupon. So thank you, Redbox, for this. And I'm gonna say something I never thought I would say about this. I really, really like this game. I mean, really like it. I was really shocked by how much I was enjoying it, by how smooth the entire experience felt, by how friendly. I mean, to a much higher extent than 4, at least. A much friendlier entry point for new people like me, who really can't play Street Fighter all that well, who really can't play Street Fighter to save their lives. The mechanics are a lot better. It's definitely much quicker pace, a lot more smooth, very action-focused. They kind of borrow some of the gameplay elements from Mortal Kombat, which I really like. It definitely feels like a quicker version of Ultra Street Fighter 4, and I really love the animation. I really, really like all the characters, almost all the characters, even though it's a criminally small roster. Animation looks great, runs at a very nice 60 frames per second, and to be honest, I didn't have, and I'm speaking just from personal experience, even though I'm fairly certain this is 100% accurate, that I really didn't have any server troubles, honestly, and that might have been because they released some kind of hotfix before I played the game, or something like that, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't surprise me if the servers were an absolute mess on launch day, considering that the beta, like the first few rounds of the beta were just shit. I mean, I could not get a game and save, like, I could not get in a game at all, and I was just bored, and I was just like, fuck this, I'm not gonna do this. So, but I don't know what they did, but I don't know if I go so far to say, okay, I love the changes that are in Street Fighter V. That definitely, and it doesn't feel dumbed down, it feels a lot friendlier, like I said. So even if you're like me, and look at Street Fighter V and go, oh god, I can't play this, what, are you kidding me? Like I can't do Street Fighter 4, what makes you think I'm gonna do Street Fighter 5? Trust me. What they've done with Street Fighter V is nothing short of awesome in terms of changing up the mechanics, making it a lot more streamlined, a lot quicker. I mean, it just feels so much better than Ultra Street Fighter 4. Ultra Street Fighter 4, it feels so fucking clunky and I don't like Ultra Street Fighter 4 at all. I really don't like it. And Street Fighter 5, on a gameplay standpoint, I really, really like. I think it's really, really good. Which brings me to, God damn it! This is what pisses me off even more. It's one thing to be disappointed by a game. It's another thing to have a game that, at its core, is actually really awesome, and yet is completely fucked by the business practices that are involved. Just the launch that is around it. It like another reviewer said, it's a very juicy core. I mean, the core is excellent, but everything around it is rotten. And this release, that Capcom, this pathetic release that they've done, it just destroys most of the goodwill I have towards this game. It's funny, a friend of me was saying, asking me if they half-assed the game. And you know what? They didn't half-ass it. Half-assing it is putting it lightly. They fucking, 1/10 assed it. This doesn't even feel like no shit, it doesn't feel like a $60 game. It doesn't even feel like a fucking $20 game. It feels like an early access title on Steam. This feels like something you'd put on Steam in early access. It's that bad. And I don't give a flying fuck whether or not this is going to be patched in for free. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if challenge mode is coming next month. I don't give a fuck if an actual story mode is coming in June. It should never, ever have been released in the state that it's in. Never. Never, ever, ever. No. Unacceptable. And you want to know the reason why they launched it this early? Well, starting in April, they're going to start the Capcom Pro Tour. So, instead of, releasing a product so that everybody could enjoy, Capcom revealed their true intentions as to what this game was going to be, which is basically, fuck you, this is just going to be for the pro players. This is going to be for the players that don't give a fuck about single player, don't give a fuck about story mode. That's all this is. And fuck that. Fuck that shit. I don't care. I've seen people try, and it disgusts me that people are already defending it, going, oh, see, there's that angry rant, but fuck it, I ain't gonna hold back. Is that all these people are, defending it, fuck you, stop complaining. What the hell kind of asshole, verbatim, this is what I've heard. What kind of asshole plays Street Fighter for the single player? Well, how about somebody that doesn't have internet? How about somebody that just doesn't like playing online? How about somebody that isn't, just doesn't... I was going to say something very mean, but I'm going to refrain. You know what? I don't care! I don't give a fuck if the game is going to get all this shit in March, in April, in May, in June, or what the fuck ever. My criteria is for games that... What are they like at launch? What are they like at launch? And so far at launch, Street Fighter V is a fucking failure. It is so bare bones, so lacking in any meaningful content, that it makes Star Wars Battlefront look like Witcher 3 by comparison. It is that bad. It is that bad. Let me tell you what's in this game. There is, story mode, quote unquote, and all they are 3 or 4 one-round matches where the fucking AI is set on dumbass difficulty. You can breeze through all 16 of those in less than an hour. It takes less than a fucking hour to do this shit. Also, there is survival mode, which replaces a certain mode that I'll talk about in a little bit. Survival mode, yeah, it's okay if that's your one option to wanting to go against AI, but it just gets old after a while. It's like And the problem is, another problem with survival mode, it repeats the same enemies. It doesn't randomize enemies in the order that they appear. So no matter what mode you're playing on, you're always gonna fucking start out with Charlie Nash. Then you're gonna move on to Armika, and it just goes on like that. And the 10th battle is always gonna be against Akali. And it is just fucking, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how fucking lazy this is. It's just unbelievable. And people defend this. Just, oh, fuck off. No. I'm sorry. No. No. So, yeah. Capcom, and then fucking, the lobbies, it's only, like, I think, certain only public lobbies. There's no spectator mode in the fucking game. I don't know what, no spectator mode, which is just one of the most bonehead things ever. There's no punishment against people that rage quit. There's like, it's so just lacking. There's no arcade mode, which is, you people that are going, fuck you, why are you playing Street Fighter for single player? Fucking Street Fighter 5 wouldn't even exist without arcade mode, okay? I was fucking playing arcade mode on Street Fighter 2 before you were even a sperm in your dad's testicle, okay? I was playing arcade mode before you were even a fucking thought. So, no arcade mode, which I don't know, and then I read this article today that's like, oh, well, we might add in arcade mode, we might do that, and it's like, why wasn't that in, like, your dossier to begin with? Why wasn't that, like, I don't get it, why is there no arcade mode? This should be simple math, people. Simple fighting genre math. At first-person shooters, they need to have iron sights. Platformers, they need to have a jump button. Fucking RPGs, they need to have a health bar. Fighting games need to have arcade mode. I don't get what the fucking confusion is here. I don't get it. Story mode is not coming until June, and even then it's only going to be 1 to 2 hours long, so they pulled a fucking Mortal Kombat X on your ass, so what the fuck. This should never have come out until, like, August or September. No, like, the fucking shop is not even open. You can't even get new costumes right now. No challenges, so you can get fucking better. And the tutorial mode is just laughably shitty. I mean, yeah, it teaches you, like, it's like fighting games for dummies one-on-one, and then it, like, somewhat teaches you some of the new V-Trigger shit, which is, like, when it finished, I was like, that's it? Because I'd heard Street Fighter V was going to have a tutorial mode, and then I was like, that's it. That was the tutorial mode. Are you fucking shitting me, Capcom? God! No private lobbies. The only thing you can do is this really fucking overlong system where you make a lobby and then you put in a password and shit. You can't do private matches. You can't just go into the fucking menu, click to invite a friend, and boom, right there. What fucking Mortal Kombat X did day fucking 1. No spectator mode, like I said. So if you're in a lobby with a lot of people, like 7 people, you're gonna be staring at the fucking logo for like a good, I don't know, however fucking long. It's boring! Why is there no spectator mode? And I keep going back to Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat did things that are like, just basic shit. And like basic spectator mode. And then Street Fighter V comes out, supposedly the king of the fighting genre, and it feels like 50 million bunny hops backwards in terms of design for a fighter game. Unfucking believable. There is no character select screen for multiplayer. For any kind of online, when you're going on the online stuff, you can't, nope, no character select screen. So instead, you're going to have to go into your fighter profile, change whichever character you prefer to use, change whichever fucking character you're going to use the most, and again, this is something that appeals to pro players, because fucking casual players aren't going to keep using the same character and train with the same fucking character over and over and over again. It's just for the fucking pro players! No! No! And and You know what? You know why I'm ranting? Because I care. I want this game to succeed. I do. Because and don't take away any, don't misunderstand me. The game that's in there, strictly the graphics, of the combination of the graphics and the gameplay is great. It is so good. And this is coming from somebody who's not even a Street Fighter fan. This is good. I'm really liking the new characters. I really like Rashid. I really like Laura. I really like Nakali. Fong can be a bit of a dick, but Fong is kind of cool, and I like the returning characters. I love Armika and fucking and Karen, and it's so cool. And all these characters, they have never played better. And even though fucking Ken looks like, I don't know what the fuck they did with his design, but he plays better than ever. Remember there was a time when Ken was just considered a Ryu clone? Remember that? Now he's his own man. He feels awesome. I love playing as Ken. I love playing as Nakali. I love playing as Rashid. I think Rashid might be my favorite, but I'm saying this because I care. And this, guys, if they had launched this in September with maybe a few more DLC characters, not DLC characters, but maybe bump the roster up to 25. Have the story mode in there, have the private matches in there, have the spectator mode in there, have the all the other shit, the arcade mode, add new modes, come up with something unique and cool, and release it in September after you've worked on the server some more. And it's like, this could have been in my top 10 games of 2016. I can't in good principle put this in my top 10 games of 2016. I'd look like a fucking fool. I'd look like the fucking people on the internet that are giving this game like a 9 or 8 or 7 out of 10, even though they admit in the text, they go, yeah, this game is very anemic. There's so little content here. 9 out of 10. And I'm like, just unbelievable. Just, wow. But yeah, I want to love this game, and it's there. The gameplay is there. Like, unlike some of the other games I've played this year, this is like, if this had come out in September, if this had launched now with everything that they're promising later, this would have been easily the best game I've played all year so far. But no, this is terrible, and that's not even a terrible game. It just botches the whole thing. Capcom threw this fucking game out to fail. They just botched up the launch just to appeal to a niche audience, and they just fucked it up. This isn't like Bloodborne, where Bloodborne, even though it's still appealing to that niche audience, it's including mechanics that would appeal to people that maybe aren't into Dark Souls, maybe the people that don't like Demon Souls. That's an all-inclusive game that still manages to appease the hardcore audience. That's not what Street Fighter V is doing. What Street Fighter V is doing is alienating everybody else except the people that are going to be either that don't give a fuck about single player or that are competing in the pro tournament. That's what this game is. It's a trainer for Capcom Pro Tour. That's what this is. This isn't a game. This isn't a full $60 game. This is a trainer. That pisses me off so much. That is, oh my god, it's no, this is not okay. I don't care what two-bit person on the internet tells you. Do not buy this. Please do not buy this. Do not vote with your wallet, guys. Do you want this to keep happening? Do you want this to happen with Tekken 7 or King of Fighters 14 or the next Mortal Kombat even? Do you want this to happen? Because thankfully it's getting the pushback it deserves, but that's not going to be enough for Capcom, because Capcom in the past have fucked over people before, and now they're fucking people over again. They've said, oh, we've learned our ways, we've learned our ways from our audience. No, you haven't. This clearly shows that you have not learned. Clearly it shows you have not learned. do not buy Street Fighter V. Please do not buy Street Fighter V. Not yet. I don't care how big of a fan of the franchise you are, and you haven't bought it yet. Wait. Wait until September or October, when more of the characters are out, when the story mode is in there, while all the features that are missing. And yes, I know they're going to be patched in for free, but that is still unacceptable to expect people to pay $60 now for promises. You're not paying $60 for a full complete game. You're paying for promises. And will Capcom deliver? I don't know. You're gambling. You're gambling with your $60. Because if you bought this game $60 day one, knowing full well that the June update for the story mode was coming, and you're like, oh, I don't care, I just want to play the game for the story mode, and then the story mode comes out, and then it's complete shit, I guarantee you, you're going to feel that fucking buyer's remorse. You are. You're going to feel it. And you're going to look back on it and go, man, why didn't I just wait until August, or September, or October? Shit. And you know what? I would love to buy this game. I would love to buy it in September or October, when it's going to be cheaper and more of the characters are out and they got all the fucking features in there that aren't here now. I would love that. I will fucking, if I feel like it, I will come back to this game a few months from now, like end of the year maybe, October, September, August, whenever the fuck, and I will play through the stuff. I'll do another video about Street Fighter V, because I do want this game to be great, because it has that. I'm getting more enjoyment. I played this game for an hour when I first started, with a friend. We played over SharePlay, and unfortunately, you can't record footage on fucking PlayStation 4 for SharePlay, which sucks, but it was so much fun. For that hour, it was so much fun. Even though it does a terrible job of still terrible job of explaining the controls for people that use a DualShock 4, it's so good. It's such a good game, and it's just they just dumped on it with this terrible model, just terrible. They just tore it apart, and now are piecemealing it through the year. It's one thing when a game is disappointing. When it comes out, and it's like, oh, well that's disappointing, but, you know, the full package is there. You know, take Firewatch, for example. I have more respect for Firewatch than I do for this game. And even though I said Firewatch, and I still stand by this, even though I've read, you know, a lot of reports, like essays that describe, you know, put the things that I disliked about the game in a positive light, even though I understand, I still don't think it's a good game. I don't think the ending is satisfying at all. But I tell you what, that game has more respect for me because it's complete. Yeah, it's not in its most polished state. It's really not. That I don't like, but it's complete. Costs $20. It's out there. Done. You want to take that gamble? All the content's there. You can look over it. You can ask your friends that have played it, and it's like, yeah, you know, whatever. You might like it, might not like it, whatever. But it's all there. Street Fighter V, barely. It's barely there. You get shitty, quote-unquote, story modes. You get survival mode, which gets old. You get, you know, local 1v1, which is, you know, that's in there. Surprised that's in there. You get online with lobbies and no spectator mode. And that's it. That's all you get for $60. And yeah, they're gonna patch it in for free. So fucking what? So what? We're gonna review games now because actually, I want to stop there because that's another video for another day. But I'll say this: people that are saying, "Oh, this game is great. This game is awesome. That this is totally worth your money," I can't take them seriously. I really can't. And I'm somebody that's like, hey, you know, I'm all for opinions here. I am all for people having a different point of view than my own. I respect people that I disagree with on a regular basis. Have a lot of respect for them. But if you are somebody that can tell me with a straight face that says, hey, Street Fighter V in its current form right now is worth $60, go buy it. You're in denial. You're either in denial or you don't know what a good game is. You don't know how to see a quality product. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that offends you. I'm sorry if you think I'm being selfish or an asshole, but it's absolutely true in the case of Street Fighter V. I've seen it from people on the internet. I've seen it from media outlets. I've seen it from fucking sites, like gaming sites that are highly, like a lot of traffic to them, and they're giving this game 9s and 8s and 7s, and they're saying, oh, it's so good. You know, it might not have much content, but oh, it's so good. And then people are going to go out and buy it, and they're going to be like, fuck. And normally, truth be told, I don't put a lot of fucking, a lot of bank into what Metacritic says, but it's really telling what this game is really like. Because you see the critics on one side of that, 82 out of 100, meaning very positive reviews. Go to the user side, 3.8 out of 10. It's shit. And Street Fighter V, yeah. Just that pure combination of gameplay and graphics is great. But they mutated that shit into just this monster of a game. And I don't mean monster like in a good way. This ugly, horrible hybrid of early access and full retail experience, or what Capcom foolishly considers a full retail experience. Just fucking ridiculous. Fuck off. They fucked this game. They sent it out to die. This game, don't buy it. Do not buy Street Fighter V. Please do not buy Street Fighter V. You are making the gaming community, you're making the gaming, like the AAA game stuff, you're just making that a whole lot worse by contributing towards this game, by financially contributing towards it. And you know what? Say you're somebody that's like, okay, I agree with you, but I still want to play this game. Hey, there are options. Go to Redbox. You're only paying like $3 for it. Try it out. If you like it, great. It's an awesome game. Wait until September. You'll still get your credits and all that shit that you get for, hopefully Capcom doesn't reset it. That would really piss me off. Or a friend that bought it. Try it out with them. Or if you can get a free code for it somewhere, I don't know, something. If somebody gives it to you as a birthday present, hey, it's a birthday present. What you gonna do? I'm not gonna call you an asshole for getting Street Fighter V for your birthday. You might be disappointed, but you're not an asshole. But yeah, I've gone on long enough. I think this hurts even more than Firewatch. I think this might be the most disappointing thing I've played so far this year, because it's impacted. I mean, this could have easily been avoided. Easily. Capcom could have easily avoided the negative PR they're getting right now. If they had just waited until September or October and have all the stuff in there. Have Alex, have Guile, have all the other characters that they've announced in the season pass in there. Fuck me, right? I just want what's best for this game. I guess Capcom doesn't. And that really shows. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of Street Fighter V, if you've played it. If you disagree with what I say, you agree with it, let me know. I'm sure I'm gonna get some passionate, angry feedback from this, but you guys, like as one person said, and I'm very flattered, you guys subscribe to my channel because you want my honest opinion. That's my honest opinion. Street Fighter V is 1/10 of a completed game, and it's a colossal fucking disappointment. Very disappointing. Very shameful display, Capcom. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.